Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hi, my name is Chris-Beth Cowie. I am the founder of Empowered Facts and the host of BizGrams. A little bit about Empowered Facts. We are a business development center located physically in Brampton, Ontario. We offer business consulting, grant writing services, business plan writing, some of the key elements that's needed for you to really propel and move out of that place of being stuck. And I'm actually going to talk a little bit about being stuck and not taking action. What are some of the experiences that we face sometimes as entrepreneurs when we have that bright idea and we're faced with resistance along the journey? A little bit about BizGrams. It's a platform to support entrepreneurs who are looking to get a space to tell their stories. We've had some amazing experiences interviewing over 100 entrepreneurs thus far. And I'm very grateful to everyone that has come on, tell their stories, talk about the problems that they're solving for customers, and really talking about the transformation that their customers have, and also talking about their own journey. You know, this entrepreneurial journey is not easy. Oftentimes when I'm asking the question, what challenge have you experienced in your business? I oftentimes hear, it's a long list, right? And so you probably think about your own experience right now, and you will probably say, man, so many roadblocks, so many challenges. But guess what? It is part of the journey. You can learn through these processes of the challenges and grow and go forward. Today, I wanted to just come on and talk a little bit about some of the roadblocks or resistance that we face as an entrepreneur. I picked up a book a couple of years ago called The War of Art, and I will highly recommend it. It is by Steven Pressfield. It says, break through the roadblocks and win your inner creative battles. Okay, so this is the book, must read. Why I love this book. Early on in my share today, I talked about some of the challenges that we experience as entrepreneurs. We have such creative ideas and then we get stuck. As entrepreneurs, we have these big, massive visions. We're creative. We want to write the book. We want to tell the story. We want to start the show. I want to be honest with you. For many years, I've been talking about, wanting to start a show. And I may, start something, but stop something. And this past year, really February 8th, Ryan would say that I started doing this back in March of 2019, right? But I really said, you know what, I want to start a show. And guess what happened? I got the team rallied, I ready, all of these things. I created a calendar. And then I started saying, it's not the right time. It's not going to happen. I don't think I'm good enough. All of these negative stuff, right? And guess what? Someone signed up, J-Cell Murphy, and I will forever talk about her because she signed up in the calendar, the only one at the time. And my team said, Chris-Beth, we have someone signed up. You must go forward. So in this process of breaking through this resistance of starting BizGram, I found a reason why I needed to push forward. I found inspiration when I read through J-Cell's story in the submission that she put out there. I was like, I gotta do this, if not for myself, for her, right? And I really found a place where I could start, coming on, developing my skill set and really progressing and supporting entrepreneurs. So that's a little bit about my resistance story. For this book, I want to share a couple pages from it that really resonated with me over the last little bit. The forward by his friend is really interesting in the sense where the friend was like, he wrote this book for me because I am like the procrastination king. Sometimes we just get so overwhelmed, great ideas, and we get into this place of inertia. So the book really helps you think through, how can I break through and move forward? So what he knows. So it says, what I know, okay? There's a secret that real writers know that wannabe writers don't. The secret is this. It is not that writing is hard. What's hard is sitting down to write. What keeps us from sitting down to write is resistance. And that is what the premise of the book is. The resistance that we face when we need to grow. You know, it's like you're in your comfort zone and you're thinking about what great possibilities there's. That gap is the resistance that we face in that process. So he goes on to talk about the unlived life. And far too many of us experience this unlived life, right? What if someday I wish I could, and we never do. Les Brown, I believe it is, talked about the richest place on the planet is the graveyard, because so many great dreams and ideas are buried with the people that went down that way. And when I first heard that kind of analogy, it just made me think about, Chris-Beth, if not now, when? When will you step out and share your light with the world? And the invitation to each and every one of you, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're not an entrepreneur, you have a gift, you're working on that skill, continue to bring that light. Make sure you love what you do, because if you don't love what you do, it's going to be very painful. You're just showing up because, right? Find that reason why. And it is so important. So he challenges us in this first section to really consider what we want to accomplish in our lives. What do you want to accomplish in your life? Take a moment, think about it. The possibilities are endless. You get to decide. That is the main thing. So the book goes on and, he really talks about Hitler was the example that he ended off with. He's like, Hitler wanted to be an artist. At 18, he took his inheritance of 7,000 crowns and moved to Vienna to live and study. He applied to the Academy of Fine Arts and later the School of Architecture. Ever seen one of his paintings? Question. Neither have I. Resistance beat him. Call it an overstatement, but I'll say it anyways. It was easier for Hitler to start World War II than it was for him to face a blank canvas to do his art piece. I think that is a wild thought. What if Hitler was known for his masterpieces? He had that burning desire, something took him off of that course. An extreme example. What I love about the book next, and I'm giving a little sneak peek, this is for you as much as it is for me, right? When I read this, I felt really challenged to say, Chris-Beth, stop being in that what if space. Stop, thinking about, oh, I want to do this, but in my book that I'm writing, I talk about the loser's cap. And the loser's cap that I have experienced along my journey has been the resistance. I define it as complacency, apathy, and procrastination. Those things have really held me back from wanting more, doing more. And I think ultimately we've had many guests come on and talk about, the mindset, and really many of us, our minds are taking in a lot of negatives and pondering them, burying them in our soul, and they're showing up in the way and the things that we do. And the ask today is find place, find the reason why, find the inspiration. I don't want to give it away. He says, the thing that, many of us seek is others to pull us out of that. But truly, when we find inspiration, the muse, right, that inspires us to move forward. But I don't want to talk about that. As I'm going through the book over the next couple of weeks, I will definitely be sharing more with you. So the greatest hits of resistance, you can kind of see that there. The greatest hits, he talks about, you want to write, you want to play, you want to create plays, you want to dance, you want to be creative, and you're like, oh, I can't. Okay, you want to start a business. So for those of you who have started a business, but I know some of you who have not started a business, you look as well. The inspiration is get up, go, take a leap of faith, move the dial. Okay, if not now, when? If not you, who? Okay, that gift was given to you to move the dial. You want to start a diet, health regime. I would be honest. I'm a work in progress in this way. I have, health goals, and I'm just like, oh, I don't have enough time. See, resistance showing up. You want to embark on a spiritual advancement. You want to tighten your abs, a goal of mine. Seek more education. And this thing called resistance keeps showing up saying, oh, not now, put it off, put it off, put it off. The one thing I love about what he does next, and after this I will stop, but he says, if we can identify what resistance is in our lives, we can name it, name that enemy, we can make progress. And so he just goes on to say, resistance is not something that is seen, heard, touched, smelled. It is felt. We feel it in our core, and then we just kind of become the couch potatoes or go back into our comfort zones, not wanting to move forward, right? Distracting us from doing the work, distracting us from accomplishing our purposes. Friends, we gotta call this thing out, give it some names. So he goes on to say, resistance is internal. It is insidious. So calling it out, how does it feel for you, right? As I'm reading this book, the biggest takeaway for me is, Chris-Beth, stop talking and start doing, right? When you have that thought, I want to make a positive difference, don't just think about it. Sometimes I just think about it for too long and then the feeling passed. When I think about it, I'm energized oftentimes in that moment to just go, okay? And the invitation to you is think about it, go forward, take an action, start researching, pick up the phone, make that phone call, take action, because that's what matters. The legacy that we leave for our family, friends, generations to come will only be noted with significance is by the things that we do. So my invitation to all of you entrepreneurs, you are empowered to do amazing things. Do not let today pass without you taking that step to make a positive difference. Do something that matters. Do something that moves the dial forward in your business. You need to make that sales call, pick up the phone, send that email. You can do it.